This year, John Walker was introduced into the MCU on the Disney Plus series, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Wyatt Russell's performance of the man who'd become the U.S. Agent immediately got the world talking. We are sure to see plenty more of the man who very briefly was Captain America in future Marvel properties, but how much do most of us know about this anti-hero who turns 35 this month? My name is Jim Spingler of BingetownTV and Geekscape, and this is the History of U.S. Agent. Before we get started, be sure to subscribe to the channel for pop culture videos every Tuesday and Friday. If you want early access and a monthly bonus podcast, check out our Patreon linked in the description. And now, back to the video. In November 1986, Captain America number 323 hit shelves, which introduced John Walker, then under the alias of Super Patriot. Mark Gruenwald created the character as the antithesis to Captain America's brand of patriotism. John Walker grew up in Georgia and enlisted in the military in memory of his older brother who died in Vietnam. Unfortunately for him, he only served during peacetime and was honorably discharged from the Army, but felt like he never lived up to being the hero he wanted to be. When he heard of the Power Broker, who gave people superhuman abilities, Walker sought him out to receive treatments. While Walker was transformed into the hero he hoped to be, he began traveling the country as Super Patriot and started publicly criticizing Captain America. John Walker continued to show up throughout 1987, trying to justify his quest to replace Captain America as the new nation's symbol. Super Patriot challenged Cap to fights, which was consistently rejected. Growing frustrated, Super Patriot attacks Captain America, and while the fight is ultimately a draw, Walker proves to have superior strength and stamina. Super Patriot continues to catch the public eye and becomes an instant celebrity, claiming himself to be America's future. This led to Captain America number 333, when Walker was selected to be the new Captain America. Although the move was intended to sell more comics, Gruenwald took full advantage of the storyline to highlight the pressures that come with living up to the name Captain America. Unexpectedly, the readers started to love this edgy Cap, hoping he would become an anti-hero similar to Punisher. Since this would have been a complete violation of the character's principles, Gruenwald made the decision to lean harder into this Rambo-ized Cap. However, Walker's star continued to rise with letters from readers stating that they never wanted Steve Rogers to return. During his final fight, which was with Red Skull, Walker kills a horde of his personal enemies. When Walker throws his shield at Red Skull, he causes him to inhale his own dust of death, and as a result, his face mutates to the iconic face we know today. The Commission of Superhero Activities decided that they wanted Steve Rogers to don the costume again, and during a press conference arranged the fake assassination of Walker to set up his new identity. Walker was given a new identity, speech therapy, and hypnotized to create his new cover as Jack Daniels. Now with a new costume and persona, Jack Daniels became U.S. Agent and was placed as a commissioned watchdog on the West Coast Avengers and Vision. During a mission, he reconciled with the Power Broker and learned of his memories being altered. U.S. Agent eventually joined the West Coast Avengers, where his abrasive attitude and rage led to him constantly coming to blows with Hawkeye and almost killing Spider-Woman. Readers loved U.S. Agent's internal conflicts so much. While he was a member of West Coast Avengers, he also had a limited edition solo series. The series focused on a franchise of killers under the alias Scourge of the Underworld, working to rid the world of supervillains. The leader of the Scourge ends up being Thomas Holloway, a former World War II hero who created the organization to battle the criminals he felt undermined America's moral character. Walker sees parallels between himself and Holloway, but promises that he will find a path to salvation, which he did do throughout the history of West Coast Avengers. When the team dissolved in early 1994, Walker dumped his costume and shield into the Hudson River, planning to walk away from the superhero game. But Tony Stark, with the help of Scarlet Witch, convinced him to join ForceWorks. Don't be worried if you don't recognize that group name. The team of Scarlet Witch, Spider-Woman, U.S. Agent, War Machine, and various D-level heroes only lasted 22 issues and didn't leave much of an overall impact. That being said, last year the team returned very briefly, which means somehow they will be a sleeper hit during Phase 9 in 2037. ForceWorks was the beginning of U.S. Agent's long history of being a member of non-Avengers team that you vaguely remember, like Stars, The New Invaders, and Omega Flight. Walker has continued to appear in major Marvel crossover stories throughout the 2000s. John Walker is an extremely nuanced and layered anti-hero in Marvel Comics history. Wyatt Russell's performance this year has already started to prove that, but we have not reached the ceiling on how fantastic this character could be, and I, for one, cannot wait to see what happens next for the character since receiving his new suit and title from Valentina Allegra de Fontaine at the end of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Do you have a favorite U.S. Agent storyline? Let us know in the comments. This has been Jim Spingler, and if you're begging for more Marvel talk, check out BingetownTV's podcast for weekly episodes about TV, both new and old.